This week on Did Y'all See, we're discussing Angie Stone knocking the teeth out of her daughter's mouth, Nick Gordon on Dr. Phil, and today we have a special guest, Andrea Lewis from the popular web series Black Actress. All that and more on Did Y'all See. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Did Y'all See. This week is particularly special because we have special guest Andrea Lewis.
Yeah, hey now.
She's an actress, singer, producer, entertainer. She's an all-around Renaissance woman. So we're happy to have you here with us today.
Thank you.
You ready to get into it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
All right. So did y'all see that Miss Angie Stone got into an altercation, a domestic altercation, with someone we didn't know at first, and then it came out that it was her daughter?
Well, for one, I can't even imagine being a grown woman getting into a physical fight with my mom. I can't.
Never.
Never.
It's like, you think about the things you want to say to your mother back in your head, but never the thought of like putting your hands on your mother.
What?
She said she didn't put her hands on her mother.
Something had to go down. Your mom's not just gonna punch you in the face and knock out your front teeth, unless that's how your relationship is. But I mean, it just seemed like, you know, maybe they've got a volatile thing going on, like maybe some kind of fight. I don't know if she should have posted those pictures though, to be quite honest with you. I think that's kind of like, that's just creating more drama. And even the message that was with it was like, for those who think that you know, you don't know, and here's my two front teeth, and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, yeah, I'm like, you grown. I don't want to see this.
I don't think Angie was an angel in the situation. You should never obviously hit your mother, but my thing was like, at what point, like y'all are fighting, what point does your maternal instinct kick in and tell you not to hit your kid in the face with a metal pole? Like, that's like next level.
Next level, Mortal Kombat.
Right.
Finish her.
Like, y'all been fighting all her life. This is not new.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've seen her get arrested before for fighting, so I feel like, I don't think they just had an argument and she busted her in the mouth with a metal pole just to be busted, especially when there are children in the house. Oh, yeah. I think it escalated. People got a little, you know, whatever, and then, you know, she probably put her hand on mom a little bit, and then Angie flipped out. But at the end of the day, I don't feel really sorry for her. When it comes to the situation, both of the people involved, because I just feel like Angie's too old for that.
Oh, for sure.
And she's first class.
Bro, that
She is first
yes.
class.
Go ahead.
Well, not really, obviously. And the daughter just should have been, you know, living somewhere else. If somebody tells you need to get your kids, we don't need to have an argument.
No.
Y'all are in my house.
Get your
If I
kids.
tell you that you need to get your kids and you need to go sit down somewhere, then you should just go ahead and do that.
So, did y'all see this? This was just a tragic situation to me all around. Did y'all see this? The Bobby Christina story just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So this week, her partner, Nick Gordon, was on the Dr. Phil show, and he was not well. And he sat down with Dr. Phil to talk about the whole situation, about losing both Whitney and, you know, Bobby, being in danger of losing Bobby Christina. He talked about how he doesn't like Bobby Brown. His mother was sitting there with him in it was a little odd to me to watch them interact with one another. And at the end of the episode, the one positive that we could take from it is that Dr. Phil sent him to rehab.
Okay.
And he agreed to go. So what did you guys think about the whole thing? Did you feel like it was exploitative on Dr. Phil's part?
I mean, on Dr. Phil and on the
Yeah.
mother's part.
Completely.
Where you been?
Yeah, completely. Anytime you see something like that, and even when I first saw just, you know, the advertisements for it, it was like, the fact that it was Dr. Phil, and it was like, does he do that normally? Does he kind of send
He does.
celebrity situations?
Not celebrities, no.
You know, and that's where it just it felt a little weird to me, to be honest with you. Dr. Phil, everybody involved from that point on, if you really had the best interests, right, like then you would have said, I'm sorry, this is not the day.
We can't show this.
Yeah, this is not gonna happen. This is not the day.
They probably don't care because the family doesn't seem to care.
Exactly.
Everybody, his family, Bobby Christina's family, everybody's exploiting everybody in the situation. So it's like Dr. Phil's like, hell, where can I get in?
Yeah.
Where do I sign my name so I can get a little change off of this? You know what I'm saying?
I think the rehab, they sending him to rehab was like a way for Dr. Phil to ease his guilt a little bit. Like, I'm out here exploiting this kid. Let me try to like at least make it seem like I'm trying to help him.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what Dr. Phil does. So I think it was a part of the plan from jump.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I feel like Dr. Phil, people reached out to him. I can't see Nick Gordon be like, hey, Dr. Phil, I want to speak about. Yeah, I don't think that happened. I think Dr. Phil was like, hey, you want to talk? And Nick Gordon hasn't, you can tell he wants to speak because no one, you know, the family's not letting him see Bobby Christina. So he wants to tell someone about his frustrations about that. And I think the whole thing is just, it's just icky. So did y'all see that Shekinah and T.I. were kind of going back and forth, maybe like subtweeting, sub-referencing each other on Instagram? So initially, how did it all start?
It started because she posted a picture of a FaceTime conversation that she was having with Floyd Mayweather. We know that Floyd Mayweather and T.I. had a scuffle at Fatburger last year because of Tiny. Over Tiny. And so people on social media on her page were questioning her loyalty. And, you know, being like, oh, did Floyd put you on? Or would Floyd know you if it wasn't for T.I., basically? Right. So she got pissed off, and she's just like, hold on now, like, let's get this straight. Like, I'm friends with Tiny. I have no loyalty or no anything to T.I. And so he obviously saw those, you know, these obvious, they weren't even subliminal, they were like clear jabs. And he basically took his own like clear jab without adding her, and basically was just like, called her like a bum bitch. And, you know, basically was like, you don't want it with me. I'm like not a good enemy to have.
Basically, acting like he's God.
Yeah. Basically being what she said he was. He is. He doesn't respect her. You shouldn't be so messy on Instagram. Is a public, like, it's a public space. I don't want to see that kind of stuff. I don't know. Celebrities to me these days, it's like there's a lot of just overall messy behavior that is like, you know, yeah, it's a little 15 minutes of fame. It's going to be just a splash. We're going to talk about it. But like, what is this? Like, why? What's the point? Yeah, what's the point of all of that? What is Tiny saying when T.I. is saying this?
But listen, T.I. don't respect Tiny, so she can't say anything to him about Shekinah or anybody else.
Exactly. So it's just a bad situation overall. It's like, what are you gonna do about that? I would not.
Me either. I have to be out.
Yeah.
And T.I. doesn't really respect women in general, so.
Boom.
There's the issue.
It's like, I mean, let's just be honest.
Boom.
There's the issue.
He, you know, I get it that he's trying to defend himself usually when he has these online communication issues with women, but it's just like he always takes it to a level that's just like, dang.
Thank you for watching this special episode of Did Y'all See with our special guest, Andrea Lewis. For more Did Y'all See, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/MadameNoire.